Okay, hello. Good evening, guys. Welcome back to this is our December week. Hang on, let me adjust my camera a little. Okay, this is our December week 2. Okay, hi Felice, how are you? Okay, I can see that there are some new faces here. Okay, hello everyone. I might not recognize most of your names for now, because this week and last week, okay, there are many new students that's joining us. So I believe you're 91 for your quiz. Okay, okay, that's good, that's good. I hope my notes helped. Okay, I hope my notes helped. Hi, Jaden. So welcome back again, guys. So what are we doing today? Oh, okay, a bit late. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, so let's jump straight back into our chapter 1. All right. I know that some of you, you do not have the physical notes yet, but okay, don't worry, it will reach you soon. All right. So, what have we learned last week? We learned that what is photosynthesis. I mean, you learned this in year 8 already, right? And then how do we prove photosynthesis happen? We do something called an iodine test. Remember this? What is an iodine test? That means we test for starch. Because if plants, they do photosynthesis, they will produce glucose. And for plants, they will store glucose as starch, like potato, like rice. So if you test iodine, if you put iodine onto a plant cell, and if they show that there's starch, that means there's glucose. If there's glucose, there's photosynthesis, right? So just by testing starch, we know that photosynthesis took place, right? It's a very long a chain of understanding, okay, but you know what I mean lah. So how do we test this for starch? Okay, like I said last week, you first boil a piece of leaf to soften the cell wall, to break the cell wall, and then you put ethanol, which is alcohol, to wash away the chlorophyll. After you wash away the chlorophyll, then you will have a piece of yellow looking leaf. Then when you put iodine on it, it will show you the blue-black color. Remember? Okay, I did talk about this. Iodine, they are yellow. If there's starch on the leaf, they will turn blue-black. Okay, they will turn blue-black. And yeah, I think we were here. So you see, if iodine, they turn blue-black, that means starch is present. If starch is present, that means glucose is present. If glucose is present, then photosynthesis took place. Okay, everyone can understand? Everyone can understand? I can see some faces here. Okay. Uh, Hi Clarissa. Hi Ethan. Hi Ian. And someone left, right? Okay. Hi Ron. And hi Shizi, right? Is it how I say your name? What Shiji, is it? Is it how I say your name? Is Chen your surname? Sorry. Just want to be sure. Okay, so right, let's move on. Okay, let's move on. Feel free to ask any question if you have any question you want to ask. Okay, your physical notes is year 10. Oh, okay, maybe they sent you the wrong one. I think they sent you the wrong one. Oh, I think it's Zichen, right? Oh, it's how I say your name, right? Okay, sorry, I forgot. Right? So, oh, they sent you the year 10 one. Then there must be an error here. Okay, so guys, if you receive the wrong notes, right? If you receive the wrong notes, please make sure you feedback to your admin, because uh, they have a lot of notes to send. Sometimes they might blur case and send you a wrong one. Okay, it happens, right? Anyway, so let's move on. Okay, let's move on. So let's okay, I think I talked about this last week, right? So if there's no if there's no carbon dioxide, this leaf will not turn blue-black. That means there's no photosynthesis. Okay, and then same thing, if there's no sunlight, if I cover a piece of leaf with aluminum foil, this thing will not turn blue-black because there's no sunlight, there will be no photosynthesis. Okay, Yes, Ryan, hello. Was it you who disconnected? Sorry, yeah, I can't recognize most of you from last week. Okay, sorry, because there's a lot of students coming in this week, so I might get a little blurry. Okay. Do put a display picture that I can recognize you. Okay. Preferably your face, right? I know you're very self-conscious, lah, so I don't want to put my face. At least you put your face on your display picture, then I can recognize who you are, right? Or you just like okay, okay. Or you can just switch on your cam. I don't mind, right? It makes me feel less lonely. Right. Anyway, so let's talk about minerals. Okay, today we are going to finish plant. I hope I can. I hope I can. I hope I have the time. All right. So anyway, let's talk about mineral salt for plants. Right. So mineral salt, as you know, these are the fertilizer. What is in your fertilizer? Right. Any of your moms do gardening or whatever gardening stuff she does, you need fertilizer for plants to grow, right? So inside fertilizer, you have mineral salt, and these mineral salt is very important for plants to grow, right? So farmers often add fertilizers to the soil where crops are growing, right? When you have crops growing, you need to add fertilizer. So fertilizers, they contain mineral salts, making plants grow larger and healthier, right? Of course, mineral salt, they naturally occur in the soil. You might say, sir, why not just plant whatever you want into the soil and just let them grow themselves? You see, uh, there are natural nutrients in the soil, but it's not a lot, all right? The amount is usually not enough, right? Do take note of something, guys. Do take note of something. If I plant something, okay, let's say now this is a soil. If I plant, let's say a cabbage here, okay, okay, I can't draw lah, Okay, let's say this is a cabbage. Okay, let's say this is a cabbage. If my cabbage finish using all the nutrient in the soil, I cannot plant anything there anymore. I need to wait for the soil to recharge. Do you know what is it? Soil, they take a while to recharge back their nutrients. So it's not like you can just keep planting things and the thing will just keep growing. It doesn't work like that. This is where fertilizer comes in. All right. So usually the mineral soil is not enough. That's why we need to add fertilizer. All right. So guys, think about this. Think about this. Without fertilizer, everyone in this world will starve to death. Right? You get what I mean here? You get what I mean here? So if you don't have fertilizer, imagine if there's no fertilizer, we will not get enough food. You have to think, most of our food come from the ground. We have to plant your food. Your rice, you need to plant rice. You need to plant wheat. You know, wheat, the thing you use to make bread, you use to make flour, right? Any grains that we eat, it comes from the ground. So without fertilizer, there will not be enough food, and we will all starve to death, right? So do you know who invented fertilizer? Just a story to tell you. Do you know who invented fertilizer? It was this guy. Okay, Fritz Haber. Okay, Fritz Haber. He was the one who invented the process to make fertilizer. Okay, we call it Haber process. And needless to say, he got a Nobel Prize in chemistry in 1918. Okay, so I can say lah, 1/3 of the world, as in 1/3, 1/3 of the world, 33% of the world, we exist because of him. Right? Interesting story about this guy. Interesting story about this guy. When he invented fertilizer, okay, he was a big genius. Okay, he was a big genius, but he was also one of the most evil scientists of all time. Do you know why? Do you know why? When he invented ammonia, okay, we use ammonia to make fertilizer. Okay, a little bit of story, guys. We use ammonia to make fertilizer. When he invented a way to make ammonia in a large scale, All right. So his point was not to make fertilizer. All right. Okay. What do I mean? When he found a way to make fertilizer, it was not for fertilizer. Okay. It's not for poisoning people. Ammonia, guys. Just a little bit of story. Yeah. Okay. You see nitrate here. Can you see nitrate? Plants, they need nitrate to grow. Where is nitrate from? Nitrate is from ammonia. All right. So ammonia is used to make nitrate. But Fritz Haber, he had something else in mind. He used ammonia not for nitrate, but it's for something called trinitrotoluene. Do you know what is this? Trinitrotoluene stands for TNT. Do you know what is TNT, guys? Yes, it's bomb. Right? His point was to make bomb. Do you know why? Do you know why? He was a German. He was a German. And just in case you didn't realize, 1918, when the year when he got Nobel Prize, oh, it was not World War II, it was World War One, Ian. It was World War One. All right. And just in case you don't know what happened in World War One, basically German, they pissed everyone off. All right. They pissed everyone off. Basically they were at war with the Russians. They were at war with the UK's and the French. All right. And here's the thing, guys. Fritz Haber is not afraid to kill people. In fact, he was so ruthless, he was so cold-blooded, he invented something called mustard gas. Do you know what is mustard gas? Do you know what is mustard gas? Mustard gas is chlorine. Not mustard, not the mustard you put on your on your hot dog. Okay, this mustard is chlorine gas. Do you know what is chlorine gas? Do you know what is chlorine gas? If you're exposed to chlorine gas, you will be dead in minutes. Right? So this is why during World War One, they had to put on this poisonous gas mask, because Fritz Haber said in order to kill enemies, we have to use chlorine gas. Right? He was so cold-blooded. Because he worked for the German military. He was so cold-blooded. His wife couldn't live with the guilt that his husband is a mass murderer. Okay, his husband is a mass murderer. So what did the wife do? Fritz Haber's wife committed suicide in front of him. She shot herself in front of him because she couldn't stand that her husband is a mass murderer. All right. Yes. The wow, Felice, how do you know? And not to mention, he was also responsible for inventing what we call Zyklon B. Do you know what is Zyklon B? Zyklon B is this thing called a cyanide poison. Originally used to kill insects, is for fumigation. But in World War II, they used this thing to kill the Jews. You know who are the Jews? Any of you know World War II history? Any one of you know World War II history? Basically, Adolf Hitler, he thinks that Jews are the dirty gene. Yes. Okay. Oh, you just learned World War. Okay. Yes, that's good. Right. So World War II. Okay, in World War II, basically Hitler. Okay, Adolf Hitler. He deemed the Jews as the dirty gene. They deem. Okay, in his book called Mein Kampf. Okay. He said that Jews are the subhuman in this world. We have to exterminate the Jews. All right. So he used Fritz Haber's invention, which is this Zyklon B, and he killed 6 million of them in gas chambers. Basically, if you're a Jew, they will lock you into a gas chamber. They will throw this Zyklon B inside. You will be dead in 5 minutes. And they killed 6 million of them. You know who are the Jews? In Mandarin, we call it 犹太人, Jews. You know Mark Zuckerberg? Mark Zuckerberg is a Jew. Oh, yes, Ron. That's a very good question. That's a very good point. Ironically, Fritz Haber is a Jew. Wow, Ron, how did you know? How did you know? I can see some are you guys by any chance are you guys World War II geeks? Because I read a lot of World War II, right? So basically, he was the one responsible in the extermination of his own people, right? And when Fritz Haber died, he died a lonely and a poor man, okay, rejected by his country because before he died, the Germans they are already chasing Jews away from the country. So he was a German that cannot go back to Germany. Okay, why poor? Because nobody wants to work with him. Basically, he was a mass murderer. He got chased away by the Germans because he was born a Jew, right? So a sad story. So you might say, sir, since he invented ammonia just to kill people, right? Why give him the Nobel Prize, right? So can you see the controversy here? But you cannot deny the fact that without his ammonia, we wouldn't have fertilizer today, right? So can you see the moral? Okay, do you know what's a moral dilemma, guys? Do you know what's a moral dilemma, guys? If you look at previous Nobel Prize winners, they all have their moral flaws. Do you know what are moral flaws? That means they have very questionable moral values. Okay, what do I mean? Do you know who? Okay, guys, do you know who Mother Teresa is? Do you know who Mother Teresa is? She got Nobel Peace Prize for doing a lot of humanitarian work in Africa, right? She was basically a piece of shit. Okay, why do I say so? Why do I say so? Do you know who Mother Teresa is, right? She was one of the most cruel person in the world. Do you know why? When she went to Africa, okay, when she went to Africa, children who could be saved, okay, children who could be saved because they are dying of hunger or disease, they just ask them to not receive treatment and let them die, right? Because Mother Teresa told these children and say, if you die, you will go to heaven. This earth is very cruel. Why do you want to stay here? And he told many kids these things, and she's responsible for many deaths which could be preventable. And you know what's the worst? You know what's the worst thing? When she herself got very ill, she demand the best treatment for herself. Can you see the hypocrisy? She was a big time hypocrite. But hey, she got Nobel Peace Prize. It's just like Obama lah. You know, Obama got Nobel Peace Prize, right? Because they say, oh, he's such a good president. He took all the armies away. He took the US Army back from the Middle East. Well, it's because of Obama, IS existed. You know, IS, the Islamic State, is it happened because of Obama. Their weapons are all from the US. So how did he exactly get that Nobel Peace Prize? I will never know. Right? So you see, we all humans have this, we are all, if you look at all these historical people, they all have their flaws. All right. And you might find their morals very questionable. Do you know Thomas Edison? Guys, have you heard the story of Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla? Oh, it was also another tragic story, right? Thomas Edison was also a major asshole. For your info, Edison did not invent the light bulb. He stole someone else's design and he improved it and he claimed it as his. Yes, okay. He didn't steal the light bulb from Tesla, but he basically spent a lot of money uh defaming Tesla. Okay, defaming Tesla. So Tesla died poor and broke because of him. So Edison was the major asshole. Okay, you go and read on Edison and Tesla, you know what I mean. right? So anyway, let's come back. Let's come back to here. So Fritz Haber, he ain't no saint lah. Okay, he's not a saint as people say. Oh, he invented ammonia to give us fertilizer. Well, he was also responsible for many deaths. Okay, so his hands were bloody. So many people died because of him. So yay, awesome. Right. Anyway, guys, if you learn history, it's filled with all kinds of very screwed up and effed up story that you will start scratching your head and think, how are people like these last time? Right? But you have to know lah, moral standards last time and moral standards today, it cannot be compared. Okay, so you might not agree with what people do last time lah. Anyway, so mineral salt, they are in the soil, like I said, but they are not enough. So to prevent the plants from growing, this prevents the plant from growing as large and strong as they could. So that's why we need two things. We need nitrate. Okay, nitrate. Funny enough, do you know where else can you find nitrate? It's in your pee. Your pee has ammonia. Right? So when your mom asks you to pee on a tree, I hope she doesn't lah. But okay, last time when I was a kid, when Malaysia was not so advanced yet, wow, I sound like a dinosaur. Okay, so back when last time, okay, my mom, whenever last time when I feel like going to the toilet out and she couldn't find me any, she would just ask me to find a tree and then she'll ask me to pee there. So actually it has a point. You are returning nutrient to the tree. Okay, I know it sounds stupid, but that's the way it is, right? So when you pee on a tree, you are giving it ammonia. You are returning ammonia to the tree, so the tree will turn it into nitrate, and the tree will grow strong and healthy, right? So you can go and pee on a tree. I would use fertilizer lah. Okay, anyway, so plants, they need many different kinds of minerals. The most important, okay, they need nitrate so that the plants can make protein. Okay, guys, all protein, they come from nitrate. So when you eat, all your protein comes from plants, right? Without nitrate, you cannot make protein. So protein is needed for the growth of new cells. Lack of protein causes stunted growth in plants. Lack of protein also causes stunted growth in you. Do you want to grow taller? Do you want to grow taller? If you want to grow taller, protein is your friend. I think I told this last week, right? Did I? Did I? To grow tall, okay, you need three things. You need diet, you need sleep, and you need exercise. Okay, so please eat more protein if you want to grow taller. Okay, there's still chance, guys. There's still chance. I believe you are 15 this year. You have okay for girls, you're almost towards the end. I'm sorry. You have 3 more years to grow. But for boys, you have like 6 more years. So make good use of the 6 years. Right, so next, magnesium. So magnesium is needed for making of chlorophyll. Why does a plant look green? It's because of the chlorophyll. It's because of the magnesium, right? Lack of magnesium usually turns the leaves to yellow. These are just two, guys. Do you know plants, they need a lot of things? Plants, they need nitrogen. Plants, they need potassium. Plants, they need phosphorus. Okay, these are just among the few. Plants need copper, plants need molybdenum, plants need chromium, plants need calcium, magnesium, and each nutrient, if you lack certain nutrient, they will have different symptoms, right? This is what a botanist will study. You know what's botany? You know what's botany? Sorry, botany. If let's say next time you decide to take botany in your university years, you'll be studying about plants, right? You will become a doctor for plants. So if let's say my durian plantation, my trees are sick, I will ask for your help. You can come to my farm and check out why are the plants sick. And this is a very, it's a field that no one studies, right? It's a field that no one studies. I mean, how many botanists have you heard of, right? And it's not very lucrative as well. Doesn't earn you a lot of money. Okay. And who the hell likes plants? Right? Okay, maybe you do. Okay, no offense, but if you do, good for you. for me, I just think, like I said, plants, they are the most boring shit ever. I never like plants, right? They're just boring, and I don't know, okay? I don't get the joy of gardening, right? I mean, have a dog or a goldfish instead. They can play with you. A plant doesn't play with you, so what's the point, right? I mean, if botany is your thing, if gardening is your thing, all the power to you. Right. Anyway, so you need nitrate and magnesium. Can you see the highlighted words? I highlighted it because it's very important. So your plants need nitrate and magnesium to grow. Right? I just buy a pack of fertilizer, everything is inside. Right? When you buy a pack of fertilizer, everything is included. You just need to put it on the plant and they will grow well. Right? So these are your mineral salt. Okay, very easy. So next, plants and water. Okay, what about water? Okay, what about water? So plants and water, importance of water in a plant, right? As you know, we need to water your plant. Obviously, for obvious reasons. Okay, hi Terence, good evening. So importance of water in plant. So why do we water a plant? Number one is for support. A watered plant has their vacuoles full. Do you know what is a vacuole? Vacuole are these big squarish thing in a cell. So when you water a plant, when the vacuoles become full, they will become turgid. What does it mean by turgid? Turgid means full. If a plant cell is full, they will be turgid and they will be able to stand upright. Okay, it's okay, as long as you're here, okay. We just started not long ago, right? Anyway, so have you seen a wilted plant? Have you seen a wilted plant? If you water it, suddenly it will be turgid again. This is why it's very important for you to water your plant, because if you do, their cells will become full and they will stand up straight. It's just like a balloon lah. When your balloon loses water, they will just wrinkle up. But when you fill them up with water, they will just be full and they will stand straight. This is why you water your plant, right? So anyway, this is for support. And next, transport. Water for a plant is like their blood, right? So you know what's a xylem? Guys, do you know what is a xylem? This is very important. You have something called a xylem in a plant. They will transport water. Okay, what is this? Right, say if you have a tree. Okay, let me draw soil. Okay, this is your tree. Okay, this is my kindergarten level tree. Okay, so we have your root here. So xylem is like a tube going up a plant to transport water going up. You see, roots, they absorb water, right? Roots, they absorb water, right? So this xylem is like a straw. It will draw water up to the plant and give it to the leaves. Okay, xylem is like their blood vessel. You know your blood vessel, you learned it in year 8. Your blood vessel will transport blood, right? Xylem in a plant will transport water. It's the same thing. Right? So water for a plant is like blood. So they transport water and mineral salt. This is why when you put fertilizer in your soil, you have to water so that the water can carry the salt into the plant and your plants will be healthy. So next, cooling. When water evaporates from leaves, it carries heat away, cooling the plant down. So when plants, okay, do you know what's a stoma, guys? Do you know what is a stoma? Stoma are these tiny holes at the bottom of the leaf, right? So when they open, water will go out from the plant and the plant will cool down. This is their sweating. Okay, this is like sweating. So plants, they sweat too. Plants, they sweat too. But for us, our sweating, we call it sweating or perspiration. Do you know what is this process called? I think we learned this in year 8, right? If you remember lah. So plants, when they lose water, this process is called transpiration. Okay, you see, perspiration. When we sweat, it's called perspiration. Perspiration. So when plants, they lose water, it's called transpiration. This is the sweating of a plant. Plants, they also need to sweat to cool down themselves. All right, and also cool the environment down. When you have trees, your surrounding becomes cool, right? Because they lose water to the surrounding. So when surrounding has water, so your surrounding gets cool. Have you ever wondered why, if you stand among trees in the afternoon, you feel not so hot because of the water vapor. All right, so it's for cooling. Next, photosynthesis. Water is one of the main ingredients required for photosynthesis. If you look back at your photosynthesis, you need water, right? If you have water, then you will have photosynthesis. Okay, okay. Terence, are you okay? So far, are you okay? I know you came in late. Basically, we learned mineral salt and we learned water. Okay, are you fine? Okay, okay, sure. Hey, Terence, your name is double R, because I have a friend. His name is Terence too, and he's a single R. And whenever I spell his name in a double R, he gets really annoyed. Are you annoyed if I spell your name in a single R? Oh, you don't mind. My friend gets really annoyed when you say Terence in the double R. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why is he so annoyed by this. Okay, sure. Okay, anyway, guys, so let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, so make sure you water your plant. Make sure you water your plant. Malaysia is a very hot weather. If you don't water your plant, they are going to die. Ask me how I know. Okay, ask me how I know. I mean, I don't do gardening. My wife tried doing gardening. I don't know lah, guys. Gardening, it requires some talent. Why do I say so? Because if you don't have what we call green fingers, whatever you plant, they will just die. Okay, so case in point, my wife lah. What she did was, okay, there was a moment, there was a few months, she was very obsessed with succulents. You know, succulents, I really don't see the fun. Okay, it's just a bunch of very, maybe talking to plants will help. Hey, funny enough, one of my student, right, the mom also say the same thing. They say when you talk to plants, plants will listen and they will grow better. I mean, I will sound like a madman if I talk to my plants. Okay, maybe I'm crazy or something. Okay, so this is a succulent. Okay, do you guys I used to talk to your plants? Talk to a dog or a cat lah. Maybe they will listen. Okay, you guys know what is this? You know this succulent? Guys, they are very sensitive to water. They're very sensitive to water. If you don't water them for a period of time, they will just die. My wife has killed many. All right, I think she bought one from Shopee, and then she tried to, because she wanted one. Okay, so she got one, and unfortunately, the first one died. Right, and she got kind of offended. Then she bought more. Okay, she was like, no way I'm this bad at gardening. So she bought more, and more died. Okay, she killed more, and then she bought more again. She keep buying and dying and buying and dying. Say, okay, because she's doing this with my sister. Okay, my sister also loves gardening. Okay, I don't get the joy seriously. So my wife and my sister, they spend a lot of time doing this thing, tending to the soil, watering them, put fertilizer, things like that, and they will usually end up dead. Okay, and at one point, my wife just kind of rage quit already. She's like, fuck this shit, I don't want to do already lah. She's like, she rage quit the whole thing, and then she threw everything away. Okay, I still make fun of her because it's so funny, right? Because she has killed so many plants. Right, she's so, no, she doesn't, because every time she starts gardening, I will start insulting her. I was like, hey, what you want to kill this time? All right, because I'm a Buddhist ma. Okay, because I'm a Buddhist ma, I always tell her, why not you function? You know what is function? You let living things go. Don't kill, because the first tenet of being a Buddhist is not to murder. I mean, being a Christian is the same thing, right? Love thy neighbor. So I always tell my wife, why are you murdering more plants? Why not you just let more capable people to handle them? And she'll be very offended. She'll be very angry, and she asked me to shut up. Okay, she will want to do more, and every time it keeps dying, I'll just say, easy. What did I say? Die some more, isn't it? You want to buy some more? So whose money was it? Mine lah. Okay, she keep using my credit card, she keeps buying more, and the thing keeps dying. Okay, so I indirectly funded her very expensive hobby. Okay, guys, it's not meant to be lah. You need a certain talent for gardening. All right, it's not like you just put a plant into a soil, the thing will just magically grow. It's not Jack at the Beanstalk, man. Okay, it doesn't work like that. So if you have that green finger, right, whatever you plant, it just comes to life. You have Midas hand. Whatever you touch turns into gold. Then well, good for you. But if you're like my wife, then I suggest you find another hobby. Right? If you suck at a hobby, then what's the fun? Right? If you enjoy playing Dota, but all the time you just keep feeding, you just keep dying, and people just keep scolding you a noob, would you still play? If you suck at PUBG, do you still like playing PUBG? No, right? You will find another game. So my point, right? No insult, not trying to insult you, but you get my point. Right, anyway, so make sure you water your plant. Okay, make sure you water your plant. Okay, anyway, so next, flowers. Right. Flowers, they are the reproductive organs of a plant. I think I told you this before. Flowers, they are the vaginas and the penises of a flower, of a plant. So weird, isn't it? I think I told you this, right? I think I told you this. Okay, yes, some flowers, they are bisexual. Okay, but some flowers, they are unisexual. Like you see, papaya flower. Okay, do you know papaya is a flower? Okay, papaya has flowers. Okay, papaya flower has male and female. I'm not quite sure how to tell it apart. You see, there's a male flower. Okay, this is the male one, and then there's the female one. This is there you see, there's the unisexual and the bisexual flower. All right. So okay, think about it. Think about it. Flowers, they are the penises and vaginas of a plant. We use our penises and okay, I know it sounds you're very shy. Like, okay, can you not say all this? Okay, you see, we use penises and vaginas to make babies. Plants, the same thing. They use flowers to make babies. So it's actually the same thing. So can you see, you cannot look at flower the same way already. It's more, isn't it? Right? You see, when we give flowers, it's a very weird thing to do, right? Okay, why do we give flowers? We give flowers when we love someone, okay, when we want to congratulate someone. Okay, so if you think about it, it's a really weird gesture. Oh, hey, I love you so much. Here, have this flower, have this plant penis and plant vagina. Right? Right? So if the reverse were to happen, flowers and flowers, they would take our human genitals, take our male penises and female vaginas, and then they will give it to another flower. That's how it sounds like. So weird, isn't it? Right? So these are the reproductive organs, right? And here we are covering ours, but plants, they are just showing theirs outside. I mean, you can show yours lah, but I don't think it's legally allowed. Right? Anyway, why does it sound so weird now? Right, anyway, so this is a flower. This is a flower. Okay, a flower has a female part. Okay, this middle part, okay, let me circle that. Okay, this middle part is the female part, and the side part is the male part. Right? And the male part, we call it stamen. Okay, stamen. Can you see the men? Men is 男孩子 okay, men, 男人 so male lah, male is the stamen, and then the female part is actually called pistil, but it's not mentioned here. If you want, you can write it down. So that's your pistil, right? So you see, your plant, your flower, okay, let's look at the male part first, right? Let's look at the male part first. Okay, you have the filament here. Okay, this thing has not much function. Filament is just for the support. This thing has no function. All right. And let's look at the anther. You know what is the anther? You know what is the anther? All right. Let me ask you something. what do males produce? If you want to make a baby, boys, what do you produce? Yes, you produce sperm, right? So sperm. What about plants? Do they make sperm? You don't want to answer. Ian, you look at this in a scientific way, okay? You don't look at the hanky-panky way. Okay, yes, they produce pollen. It's very good, okay? So that's the pollen. Okay, so these are the pollens. So pollens are like the sperms of a flower. All right. So, okay, let me ask you, what organ produce your sperm? Now, you learned this in year 8, right? What organs produce your sperm? Yes, your testicles, right? I mean, your balls lah. Okay, yes, your balls, right? So, to put it that way, this anther is actually a plant's testicle. Okay, testicles. So, these are their balls. So weird, isn't it? Okay, there you are hiding your balls in your pants. Now they're just showing it out. Okay, because why? Because they want the bees to come and get their sperm and put it onto the female. Right? So can you see the similarity? Can you see the similarity? Besides the fact that flowers are very colorful, your penis and vaginas, I don't think they are colorful. If they are, please see a doctor. they should in no way be colorful. Right, anyway, you get my point. So this is your anther and your filament. So this is the male part. Okay, this is the male part. And then this is the female part. Okay, can you see this part here? This is called the stigma. Okay, this is called the stigma. Hey, I don't know why Asians we are very shy about all these things. Whenever I taught whenever I teach reproduction, when I talk about, vaginas lah, penis lah, having sex lah, making babies lah, my students will say, yeah, sir, all these things very shy lah. Do you know this is a very normal thing in Western country? I don't get what's the deal with us being so, okay, maybe we Asians, we are very conservative lah. But okay, let me ask you something, guys. Let me ask you something. Do you know what are the birds and the bees? Okay, the birds and the bees, that means it's the top, right? Let me ask you something. Do your parents talk to you about all these? Do you know how a baby comes? Where does a baby come from? Does your parents talk to you about this? Does your parents educate you on sexual education? Okay. Oh yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. If they do, then good. A bit. Okay. I don't know lah. This seems like a very taboo topic. No ba. Then Terence, how you find out yourself? Then Ian, how you find out yourself? Your friend told you. Oh, your teacher. Okay. Okay. If go Google. Okay. I'm afraid you might find some questionable stuff on your Google. Make sure you put on incognito mode. Later your search history will come up with a bunch of very weird stuff. Okay, parents are awkward. Okay. Okay, what if you ask them? What if you ask them? How will they answer you? Will they answer you? No? Right. You see, this is where, okay, guys, here's the thing. Do you know sexual education is very important? Do you know sexual education is very important? European countries, okay, just to tell you something, European countries like Spain, right? Like Spain, they have sexual education since the age of 6. And just in case you didn't realize, 6 is when you're still at kindergarten, right? And yes, you heard that right. They started sexual education in kindergarten. You might say, sir, why need to teach all these things? Guys, teaching you sexual education is teaching you how to treat the opposite sex, what you should do, what you should not do. Right? Sexual education teaches you how to protect yourself just in case you are molested, just in case you are sexually assaulted. You will know that is wrong. right? But Asians, we just keep quiet lah. You ask your parents, they will just hush hush on. They say, oh yeah, this kind of thing very shy, don't talk. You should, yeah, you should know, right? So anyway, so guys, look at this with the scientific mind. Please don't get your please get your mind out of the longkang. I do tell a lot of sexual jokes also lah, okay, but I'll try to keep it as serious as I can, okay. So anyway, so this is your female's part, right? So this is like the vagina of a plant. So you see, as a male, as a guy, what's your job? Your job is to put your sperm into a female's body, right? Right? Whoever that might be lah, your girlfriend, next time your wife, whoever, right? Your job is to put your sperm into a female's body. This is to have baby, right? You might say, hey, sir, this thing is very shy. Guys, it's okay. It's very normal for you to show interest in the opposite sex. Okay, let me just tell you this. Let's say you're a guy. If you're interested in a girl, there's nothing to be ashamed about, right? And the opposite is true. If you're a girl, if you're interested in a guy, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, how do you think your parents are attracted to each other? Okay, if your dad is not hams up and your mom is not hams up, then there's no you, right? So I don't get what's the point of thinking, hey, why you so hams up? You learn all these things. Gravitational pull, are they really that big? So your mom is like Earth lah. So no, right? So you see, it's very normal for the opposite sex to attract. I mean, same sex, whatever you want, right? I mean, it's the age of LGBTQ. Say, sir, I'm a male. I'm attracted to a male. Okay, no problem. If you're a female, you're attracted to a female. Fine. It's the age of LGBT. You want to attract to whatever you want also can. You are sexually attracted to a door. Yeah, go marry the dog, okay? Whatever. I'm not gonna judge, right? Anyway, so this is the vagina. Okay, this is the vagina. So a plant's job is to take the pollen and transfer it to the stigma. Okay, from the testicle, from the anther to the vagina, to the stigma. Okay, this part is very easy to remember. You see, the pollen grains, right? The pollen grains they will stick onto here, They will stick onto here, Stigma. Stigma, that's a stupid way to memorize, but that's how I memorize, you see? Stigma. This part is for the pollen to stigma. Stigma, right? So they will stick here, and then they will grow down. Okay, after you have sex, okay, let me ask you, after you have sex, your sperm is inside a female. What will your sperm do? What will your sperm do? Your sperm has one job to do. What is it? What is it now? After having sexual intercourse, okay, you put your whatever you call this, your PP, okay, you put it in, okay. Yes, you have to win number one. Yes, you have to swim to the ovary. Yes, that's good. Okay, so you see, but you see, this one, they can't swim down. So what they will do, this sperm, right, they will grow a root down to go and find who? Okay, for us, for humans, a sperm's job is to go and find an ovum, right? Or you call it an egg, okay? I just call it an ovum. So for plants, they don't call it an ovum, they call it an ovule. Can you see the similarity? Ovum, ovule, and then who produces the ovum? The ovary, right? So can you see there's another ovary here? Okay, so as this sperm, the pollen, when they successfully go to the ovule, now your plant will be pregnant. Your plant will be pregnant. Sir, plant can get pregnant one man? Yes, they do. This ovary will start swelling. This ovary will start swelling, and funny enough, this ovary will turn into your fruit. So all the fruits that you are eating, papaya lah, durian lah, apples lah, oranges lah, kiwi lah, you are eating the ovary of a plant. Okay, so the fruit is the ovary. Inside here, the ovum will turn into a baby. Yes, you want ovary or not? Yes, exactly. So can you see how weird this thing is? We eat a plant's ovary, and when we love someone, we give the penis and vagina part to a girl. I mean, you give flowers to your girl, you give it to your mom, you give it to your dad, right? Okay. Hey, I love you so much. Hey, congratulations. Hey, you just graduated. Congratulations. Here, have this plant penises and vaginas. Okay. Okay. So the more I say this, the more weird this class gets, isn't it? Okay. You see, for us, humans, we can move, right? Humans, we can move, right? As a guy, how do you transfer your sperm to an ovum? You know what you know what is it lah? You know what is it? How do you put your sperm into a female? How how? You know what it is lah? You know what it is lah? You wanna call it? Ian, you sure you don't know You sure you don't know or you don't want to know? Right. So how do us humans transfer sperm to a female? Is by having sex lah. Okay, whatever you want to call it, you want to call it sexy time, okay, hanky panky, you want to call it sex, sexual intercourse, whatever you want to call it, okay. But you see, can plants do that? Can plants do that? You see, humans, we can have sex and transfer sperm to the female. Can plants do that? Can you see two flowers, they come near to each other and then they, hey, can you see two flowers start having sex? That's a weird thing to see, right? So they cannot, right? They cannot, right? So you see, how do they transfer pollens to the female? This thing cannot swim also. How do they come here? How do they come here? They will use something called a pollinating agent. Yes, okay, pollinating agent. So I think I showed you this before, right? Have I showed you this before? Have I showed this before? What was the picture again? There, this one. Okay, so it's a bee full of sperm. Okay, imagine you are a flower, your sperm is stuck all over a bee. Damn, that's weird. I mean, it's very pretty lah, but if you think about it, it's really weird. Okay, hey, let me help you transfer your sperm to your crush, to your favorite girl, by putting the sperm onto my body. So sus, isn't it? That is such a sus thing to say. Oh my god, this class is getting so weird, right? Hey, I hope you get it though. I hope this is a fun way for me to let you know, sex, right? Hey, I don't know lah. You guys are in international school, right? Your school should teach you all about this, right? Right? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so you know what? Yeah, I'll continue with this next week. So most flowers, they contain the male stamen and the female are some they call it the carpel, some they call it the pistil, right? Then petals are the colorful one. Okay, so petals are colorful. Only insects or animals pollinated flower that attract insects or birds. Some flowers even produce a sweet, fragrant fluid called nectar. Not my kind of way. Okay, Ian. Okay, so nectar is the honey lah. Sometimes they will hide this nectar down here so that when a bee comes in, their butt, you know, a bee is very hairy, right? So that the butt will purposely brush against this pollen, so they will stick onto their body. So you see, bees are very cute. Okay, bees are very cute. So the anther, they produce pollen grain. This is their balls. Okay, just like your balls. So they produce the male gamete, which is your sperm. The ovary, they contain ovule, which is the female ovum. You see, very similar. We produce millions of sperms every day, right? But females, girls, how many ovum do you produce 1 month? You only produce 1 ovum. Okay. Felice, you want to say carpel also can, you want to say pistil also can. Some books they call it carpel, some books they call it pistil. Both words are accepted. Both words are accepted. Okay. So yeah, you see, very similar to human. Very similar to human. We have millions of sperms, we have one ovum. So they have millions of pollen grains, they have one ovule. So which is the same thing. Right, so guys, I think I'm going to stop here. Guys, one more thing. Next week will be the last class of this month. And your week 4 lesson, I will be sending you a video. Right, and please make sure you watch the video because after next week, it's your Christmas and New Year holiday. I will be sending you a recording, so please make sure you watch that. All right, so we will still be having 4 lessons this month. Okay, and after that, I will be seeing you next year already. Okay, hopefully in January. Right, so I hope you learned something new today, even though it's a very sus class. I say penises and vaginas so many times today. Right, anyway, however, okay, I will see you next week lah. So hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. I will see you soon. All right, so take care, guys. See you next week. Good night and bye-bye.